The first strategy actually wasn't raised, woohoo, is called the guest list. And basically what we mean by this is we've talked already about how trainers are extremely expensive. Now this sounds very counterproductive considering that I am a training organisation and I'm saying to you training organisations are very expensive. Can you deliver training without them? But the fact of the matter is trainers, depending what they're teaching, depending where they're having to fly out to, can cost the training organisation anything from $1,000 to $6,000+ a day. And then they have to add on their administration costs, communication costs, printing costs, insurances, the trainer travel and accommodation expenses, and pass that on to you before they've even made any kind of profit. So when we are looking at how else can we deliver this training, because let's face it, the training is essential, there are out there professional keynote speakers, there are experts, subject matter experts in particular topics that you can bring in. Now, why this is brilliant is because more often than not, these expert speakers tend to specialise in just one or two key things, and they've been doing it for years and years and years, so they are likely to be the industry expert in that particular thing. They generally work for themselves, which means they don't have the overheads of an office, of all the administration, and all of the other costs they'd normally have to put on board. Another great thing about them is that unlike training organisations, now I know I'm throwing a bit of a scattergun generalisation here, generally speaking don't charge per head, which can happen when it comes to accredited training. They would generally charge you an hourly rate, a half-day rate or a day rate to come in and deliver training regardless of how many people are in the room. So if your organisation can function in a manner where you can bring a large group of your staff together on one particular day, you could have a couple of hundred people in the room and only be spending $2,000 or something. So there you can see how you're actually reducing the cost per head down to about $20 as opposed to your $1,000 plus per person to receive probably just as good training, albeit non-accredited. So those expert speakers really can be good. Now, obviously, if you're delivering accredited training, you will know you have to have a registered training organisation or somebody legally partnered with one. But I always say, like the things you've brought up today already, looking at wants versus needs. What are the actual needs we have here? What are the actual requirements that we have to give our learners and our workforce in order to competently perform their job role? Does it need a certificate? Really? Not all the time it does. So that can give you a fantastic opportunity to remove that kind of level of expense whilst not in any manner reducing the quality of the training. Any comments on that? Has anyone done this in your organisations? Yeah? Yeah. Not necessarily. It depends on, like you say, if you know what you want that person to be bringing to the organisation. If it is up-to-date expert industry knowledge, then clearly you might actually be getting a better outcome than providing a training provider who has, just general trainers who provide a whole range of different things on scope. I mean, who knows? It depends on the topic. Now, to find these people, there's a number of different places you can search for them. Speaker bureaus. They go, anyone who is a professional speaker or an expert speaker in a particular topic is likely to be registered with some kind of speaker bureau or a professional speaking body, so you can go direct to them. You can also obviously use just your general channels such as LinkedIn. Generally speaking, somebody is considered an expert speaker when they've been speaking or delivering on that topic for 5 years or more, have worked in that industry for at least 5 to 10 years, and more often than not will have some form of published work in that sector as well. So be always looking out for these particular things. Do they have published pieces of either books or journals or documentation to back up the fact that they know what they're talking about? And ideally, obviously, they would have some form of qualification, preferably a degree level in that particular topic. So these are all the little things you want to check out for. The term expert is being thrown around a lot out there at the moment, and it seems like, some people can read a book and then put expert up on their LinkedIn profile. Don't fall for that. So there's just one strategy.